may I start by the book of Galatians telling us that kung anong ating itatanim, yan po ang ating aanihin. And I'd like to thank the Minority Leader and the whole Senate. Legitimate questions po ito. As you said po, policy questions. And as you said po, sa dyaryo naman nababasa to lahat, but it has to be articulated in an institution. And I guess nakakailang sa ilang kongresista na tanungin ako as Speaker sa House. So that's why I voluntarily came to the Senate, despite the fact it's never been done. But to my mind, sir, the athletes, the country, the SEA Games, our people, are more important than protocol or than interparliamentary courtesy or inter-chamber courtesy. So I'm more than willing to answer these questions. I was just reminded of this story where a man spread stories about another man, and when he came to see that man, after finding it was not true or that it was exaggerated, this man said, sorry. And the man said, don't say sorry, go to the highest mountain, get a pillow, throw out all the feathers, then come back. So he came back and said, do you forgive me now? Because I did what you say. He said, go back and pick all those feathers, then I'll forgive you. And said, why should I pick up all those feathers? Because what you have spread is already all around. It cannot be put back. And that's why I thank the Minority Leader, because when these rumors were spread in the newspapers by different people, hindi na kayang ibalik eh. So this is a good opportunity for us to answer it. So una-una, why are we hosting SEA Games? Well, a multi-sport game like this, Mr. Speaker, I'll go to the foundation right away. The multi-sport event like this is a matter of national pride. It focuses on our people. It focuses on our culture. It benefits us in tourism, foreign investment. Sports tourism alone is $620 billion industry, which we want to tap into. So question, are we spending a lot of money? Yes. Is it excessive? No. Is it overpriced? No. Singapore spent $15 billion in hosting alone in
With all due respect, we never said that this was overpriced.
Yes, sir. I'm referring to the news report,
So
sir.
that's why, may we request that the honorable speaker respond to the questions that we raise,
sir.
so that we don't go astray in our discussion.
Sir, I'll just go to that because these are questions that, Mr. Speaker, that the Minority Leader either asked or, as you said, news reports. But just one more minute with your
Yes,
indulgence.
please.
No? So Malaysia spent $7 billion on hosting alone, $15 billion in sports development, and $1.5 billion to upgrade the facilities. Our SEA Games will be the biggest in history, the most number of sports. We expect 1 billion viewers. The cauldron that has been put in the spotlight is cheaper than what was built by Singapore in the last 4 years. 4 years ago, 63 million. And yung sa Singapore po, hindi po national artist. Why? Because the cauldron po is the symbol. It's not one of the symbols. It's the symbol of the games, whether it's Olympic Games or SEA Games, and it's a work of art. So while some people may see a cauldron, we see a monument, we see the athletes, we see the burning flames that represent hope and the fighting spirit. So we think it was just appropriate, in the same manner that the Senate yesterday moved to increase the budget of CPP by 40 million to be 50 million para sa Philharmonic. It's the same manner we support that, and we will support that in the BICAM. So to your question, Mr. President, why a foundation? Because it's the SEA Games Federation that owns the games. And all SEA Games are run by foundations. So in the IOC rules and the SEA Game Federation rules, it's either the Olympic Committee, but they will form a foundation that will be the organizing committee, or it could be a multi-stakeholder. But in all games, so in 1991, we had MANSOC, which was a foundation. And if I'm not mistaken, at that time, sir, you were Secretary of Justice. And in 2005, I think, sir, you were Senate President, we had PhilSoc. It was also a foundation. In Singapore, they had SingSoc. In Malaysia, they had MASOC. So yung OC po dun, sir, is always organizing committee. So thank you, sir, for asking that because that's been a lingering question. But we had no choice. If we don't want a foundation, we cannot host the games.